Hey everybody, this is On Screen, Off Screen, the show where I like to talk about our media intake for the previous week, how it affects us, and how what we're watching is impacted by how we're doing. We have all three of us together this week. We've got Conlon, who's awesome at being persistent and uh, is an idol of perseverance. And Lauren, of course, is the greatest of all time. Lauren Samwise over here. It's freaking awesome. Love having these guys. I am, in particular, very excited for this episode, and I would like to talk about Conlon's topic first because this is a movie I still have not watched, even though it's been like 9 months, and I've been looking forward to it coming out and just still haven't watched it. So, what do you got?
So I have Bring Her Back, and I've watched a lot of horror movies, like a lot of horror movies, and it's very, very rare for a horror movie to make me cringe. But there's a part where this demon kid, um, he gets possessed throughout the movie, and it becomes more and more intense. And this is a spoiler, but he starts hurting himself. And he like stabs his arm and cuts it open. But there's a part where he chews on a wooden table and his teeth are like cracking as he's chewing on the table. And it was like, oh, Lauren, you should never watch this movie. Ever, ever, ever. Never watch this movie. Ever. There were multiple parts where I was like, wow, you guys did that. And I don't think this movie is as good. It's not as complete of a film as the other one. Talk to Me. Talk to Me, I think, is a better film. This one, a more complete film. This one has some little plot holes that I'm like, that could have been a little bit better, particularly with the way that it ends. So, Josh, do you care if I spoil it? Do you want me not to? What? Okay. So, this mother who is fantastic. She acts so well, like it's crazy. It's by Sally Hawkins. Sally Hawkins like deserves an Oscar. She's that good in this movie. She lost her child, and she makes a deal with this devil to bring back her kid. And the idea behind the movie is this devil can bring back somebody's spirit to a body if they die the same way as the other person died. So her daughter drowned in their pool in the backyard. And if Sally Hawkins drowns somebody, then this demon can bring back her daughter's spirit into whoever is drowned. She's been in the foster care system for a really long time. She's a pillar of the community, has a great reputation. Nobody believes that she could be this messed up, but she gets more and more messed up. And she gets these two foster kids, an older son and a girl. And she throughout the movie makes the older son seem like a crazy person, like more and more psychotic, so that she can separate the two and just have the daughter, and then go about her plan of bringing her biological daughter's spirit back. It's a cool concept. It's pretty well executed. At the end of the movie, the foster daughter, escapes, but Sally Hawkins ends up drowning the foster son. And when she drowns the foster son in a puddle after she smashes it with a car, I'm thinking, oh, they're going to have the daughter's spirit go into the foster son, and the daughter's spirit will literally like wake up, and the Sally Hawkins sees all the stuff that she's done. She decides she doesn't want to live anymore. So she drowns herself at the end of the movie. And I thought it would have been so poetic if the mother drowns while the daughter comes back to life. And then you're ended with this like haunting thing of the daughter just wandering around in this boy's soul. Would have been horrifying. And the ending was right there. It was a slam dunk. But instead we just get the foster daughter running into the woods and Sally Hawkins drowning. And it was kind of lackluster and a little disappointing. This movie is still worth a watch. I still think it's pretty good. But where Talk to Me is just so rock solid from beginning to end. This one has a couple little things where I'm like, that could have been better. That could have been better. The pacing about the first third of it is a little slow. And I'm gonna give it like I'll give it a 7. I think I'll give it a solid 7.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that?
I don't.
What do
Does
you
that
think
what?
about that, Josh?
I'm still interested in watching it. Horror is very hard to do.
It is.
I was just talking to Lauren about this before we started. I view horror kind of like I view rap music. 99% of it is utter crap. Um, most of it sucks, and but there are some very specific things that hit for some people and not others. So there are some rap music that works for me. Talk to Me was so good, and I think it falls under that same issue where there's some plot holes and it's not really solid all the way through. Um, but it was their like first real shot going from YouTube to like actual screen. Uh, so I would have loved to hear that. Hey, they're still not perfect. They're still not there, but they took the next step. That would have been better. Um, but it sounds like they made more, probably not quite as good, but still worth seeing. So that's worth it to me.
It's
Um,
still a good movie. And it's I was surprised at how different it is from Talk to Me. It feels like it doesn't feel like the same directors directed it. Like it feels completely different to me. Other than I guess it deals with possession, but it's a slow burn type movie. It's just different.
yeah, I'm still super interested. I don't know when I'll watch it, but I am interested to see it.
Cool. And Lauren, don't watch it.
I had no plans to. I surprisingly, I've had a lot of my friends want me to watch this movie, and I'm like, no.
There's a lot of movies that I'd be like, Lauren, just watch it. Not a big deal. This one we tried to do for our shared topic for anybody who's listening. And I'm like actually glad Lauren didn't push against watching this because there are parts of this where I'm like, I I don't even know if I want to watch that.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen the trailer for Talk to Me, and like there are some things in some horror movies that I'm like, it's intriguing until they get into like the meat of it, and then I'm like, okay, now I'm done watching. Like if somebody could just tell me what happens, I'll be fine.
That's totally fair. That's totally fair. Talk to Me is one that I think you probably could watch. Honestly,
Possession.
you just can't do possession. No
Mm-mm.
possession. Okay, it's creepy. It's a creepy possession. It's not creepy as this
I
one.
like I believe in like that invites like a certain type of tone and spirit into wherever I'm watching it. And so I do not mess with that stuff. Even if it's in a movie, I just don't mess with it.
That's totally fair. This one is creepier. Like if you want to rate it on Creep Factory, you get a higher rating. It's a creepier movie. At least it was
I
to me.
don't like creepy. I
No,
don't get I don't understand. Like I get that some people like that and want to be creeped out. I don't understand wanting to be creeped out and like wanting to feel that.
I love
It's
it.
not for me.
I love it so much. It's nice and dark outside, and you're like, is there someone in my front yard? Is there someone in that closet? And you're just like paranoid. I don't know why, but I love that feeling.
Okay.
I know it's weird. It's weird, but I like it. Josh doesn't feel that ever. He's just like, everything spooky is nonsense. Garbage.
Oh, I know that it's made up for a movie. I sort of agree with Lauren that it invites a energy. I just think
It
that it's
does.
psychological. I don't think it's physical. Um, so we're all about the podcast and how it impacts us, and that impacts Lauren in a negative way. So I fully support not doing it.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
for me personally, I'm like, And I believe in possession. I believe it's a real thing. As I don't think that watching a movie is going to make me any more likely to be possessed. So
Do you
it
think
doesn't
that,
really
Lauren?
impact me that way.
Do I think that watching something would make you possessed?
Make you more likely to be possessed?
Um, I don't know. Um, I do think that like it sets the tone for um like I don't know. It's just it sets a tone that I don't like,
Okay, that's fair.
but I don't necessarily think that it's like you were 98% chance of not being possessed, but after you watch that, now you're 80% chance of being possessed. I don't think that that's true. You keep watching these, your chances. I don't know. I don't think that there's direct
You like
correlation.
rate horror movies on how likely they are to possess
For
you?
you to get after you finish this one, 70%.
Conjuring 2, you're done. Sorry. Game over.
That's a
Might as well
guarantee.
go straight to hell. You're just
What?
like, you're done.
Seek a priest immediately after watching this movie.
Watch. Make sure that your theater is close to a chapel.
We will have a priest in the hall after you leave the movie.
No one is allowed to leave until they have gotten their exorcism, their complimentary exorcism.
That's funny.
Hey, I've got to be honest. If that really happened with a movie, I would be more interested in going.
I would too.
the
That's such a good marketing idea. Like, that's crazy.
Oh, dang
free
it.
exorcism with purchase of movie ticket.
I'd be like, okay, we're not seeing each other for at least like after you've been exercised 3 times. It's like back in COVID times when people were like, no, you can't come over unless you have your shots. I'm like, you can't come over unless you've had your exorcism.
That our little topic right now is going to go so well for me on our 3rd episode.
Sounds good. Okay, I'm going to move on though, because I am very excited for this topic. The show
too.
is an anime. It's called Dororo. This came up to my attention on TikTok. It was a little. These are animes with no bad episodes, and it listed like Full Metal Brotherhood, Solo Leveling, a couple of others, and this one. Um, I don't know if you've watched any of it, Conlon. I know you
No, it
know
looks
I was going
interesting
to
to me.
talk about it. But the basic premise is a mother is praying to a goddess for her baby to be healthy. A father is praying to the demon gods for prosperity of his lands. He was in a very poor, he was given poor lands, they couldn't grow anything. And he said, take anything from me, just make my lands prosperous. And in doing so, the demons decide that they're going to feed on the child as payment in the mother's womb. But because the mother was praying to the goddess, the baby's head was saved because the goddess lost her head. She gave her head in place of the baby's head. Um, so this baby is born and somehow survives, but has no arms, has no legs, is deaf, can't taste, can't smell, can't hear, everything. And so the father, absolutely horrified by the sight, sends it away, and the mother is told to shut up and deal with it and make another son so that the prosperous lands can have a heir. This woodworker who builds prosthetics finds the baby and raises him. And we fast forward to where the show mainly takes place. Like I said, he's got prosthetic arms and legs. The forearms like pull off to make katanas. He's got katana like blades shoved through his arm. And he goes and he figures out that if he kills a demon that ate one of his body parts, he would get that body part back.
That's cool.
And his ability to make up for all of his senses being gone is he's able to see people's auras. So he can't see you physically, but he can tell that like Lauren has such a great pure aura, or that's just a demon in disguise kind of a thing.
Hmm.
And he runs into this orphan who's 11 or 13 named Dororo. And they kind of form this like pseudo found family thing where Dororo is his mouth and eyes, and our main character is now the younger kid's protector, and they form this like complete bond. And there's a whole bunch of like, what does it mean? You know, as he's killing demons, he becomes more bloodstained, taking him closer to becoming a demon himself. There's a lot of talk about how if you kill a demon, another one's going to come back up in its place. And there's a lot of talk about how removing demons doesn't actually make the world that much better because of the imperfections of humanity. Um, so there's all these different layers to it. And now I'm going to say something completely crazy. I don't think Conlon is going to agree with this point at all.
Okay.
Even if you do watch it, I don't think you'll agree. But I like this better than Solo Leveling. Um,
Wow.
I don't think
Wow.
it's critically better. I don't think you'll think it's better. Uh, the only thing that I would say is like analytically better than Solo Leveling is the theme song, and I also think that that's just my personal
Hmm.
preference. Um, it deals with themes of family, biology, cost of war, sacrifice, what is humanity. Sometimes fighting evil is a pyrrhic victory. The cost, what cost is worth giving. It deals with good and good of the few versus the good of the many. It addresses literally everything. I love how it addresses everything. It does all of this in 24 20-minute episodes. I will watch this again. It's a 10 out of 10 to me.
Wow.
This show is absolutely brilliant. I don't have any criticisms of it all at all. It made me laugh. It made me hyper emotional. Um, the stories that they tell in such a short period of time. It's not like Avatar where I say it's, anyone can watch it because it is a little bit more mature. I would say that about Solo Leveling too. Like, hey, literally, like anybody can enjoy Solo Leveling. This one just hits those hard truths a little bit more hard for me. Um, I absolutely loved it. It was
Hmm.
fantastic. I got out of my watching an anime mood and watched this anyway and still loved it. That's how great this was for
Wow.
me. So,
Okay. Hmm. And it's done. Like done
yeah,
done.
yeah,
Just one season.
just one season.
I will try this. I like shorter animes a
Me
lot.
too. I'm all about the shorter animes. Like I said, I don't think you're going to come out of it and say it's better than Solo Leveling. I would be shocked if you said that. Um, but for me, it was.
That's really cool, man. Straight up, it's really cool. I
Lauren,
am
I
interested.
don't
It's
know if
a
you'd like it.
cool thing.
I think you'd really like the found family stuff that happens. I think you would hate a lot of the demon stuff that happens. So, uh, I don't know.
That's interesting because I've been looking up like pictures of it, and it looks very well animated.
It
It
is.
looks
The
very
animation is
pretty.
great. Yeah, like I said, he's got these katanas shoved through his elbow because his arms from here down are gone, and like the fighting is just so well choreographed. Uh, His parents do have a second son, so there is a confrontation between the biology of that and the uh, will the other son choose the land over the need of the many versus the needs of him, and kind of there's a lot to it. It's very, very cool. Animation is great. um, I absolutely love um, the way they made our main character look and feel. um, so the way he meets Dororo is actually being bullied by these adults, and being like picked on and stuff. And then our main character is standing on a bridge and they notice him up there, but they're like, what is he looking at? This is freaking us out. And he's got this cool, like, black cloak that's like billowing in the wind. Um, and he's got like this stone cold face because it's a mask, but it looks really good. Um, and then a demon shows up and he fights the demon and saves Dororo at the same time. And Dororo's like, that's so cool. I love that you could do that. So now I'm going to follow you all across the place and make you be my friend. And
But
it's great.
just the idea of like killing the demons and getting your body part back, I think is so cool. That's such a cool idea. And then you stack that with everything else, and it sounds absolutely awesome.
It is awesome. I expect you'll watch this and be like, that was great. 8 out of 10. But XYZ, whatever. But I came out of this like, this is one
Just
of my all time favorite animes. I don't have any criticisms of it. It is like, I literally can point to nothing and say that they did it wrong.
that's
Because
really cool.
I don't see anything wrong with it. So,
I'm gonna check it out for sure.
okay, with that being said, we're going to jump to Lauren, who has an awesome topic that I'm hoping has changed a little bit since we last talked about it, now that it's settled a little bit more. What do you have, Lauren?
So I played Until Dawn, the video game, in one sitting. Josh watched.
Just this last week?
Like,
Wow.
was it literally like right after?
The day after, yeah.
Oh, it was the day after. I can't remember. Yeah, so day after recording, played it. I thought it was gonna be scarier, honestly. Um, I guess I'll go off about like what I was annoyed at, which was I felt like it was most of the game was just me slowly walking everywhere, and I was so annoyed at slowly walking everywhere. And I was like a little bit annoyed that everybody was very horny teenagers and saying like the worst lines for like the first 2 to 3 hours. And I'm like, okay, when is somebody gonna get killed? Like, I think I guessed spoilers. Anybody who hasn't played Until Dawn, I'm gonna go into spoilers now. Um, I kind of guessed that it was Josh terrorizing people with the mask. I feel like pretty early, but I kept saying I'm like there has to be more than one murderer though, and I was like, so then I started going off on all of my wild ideas of what I thought was going on, which changed like every 30 minutes. So like at one point I was like, okay, so the therapist is actually one of the minors who is in his psychosis thinks he's the therapist and is like now trying is going around killing people somehow in his therapy sessions. Because I knew something like I caught up on the therapy sessions were very weird. And I was like, the backgrounds keep changing, and I was like, why am I in a murder house? And then Josh was like, are they changing or are you just waking up? And I was like, no, they're changing. I don't know. I don't know what this guy is. I don't know what I am. It's like I didn't find out that like I was Josh in the things until later, when they revealed it, and then I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But
Sam, you mean you didn't realize you were Sam? You thought you were Josh. You didn't realize you were Sam.
no, like in the I just realized that now.
She realized it for the second time that she was Sam in the therapies, not Josh.
I I thought I was Josh the entire time until just now. I just realized. Well, okay, there you go. Yeah, I was extremely angry at the ending because I had kept everybody alive minus Josh. He got his head squeezed in by his sister, and I'd kept everybody alive until this very last decision, and I didn't understand what it was telling me to do. And I picked the wrong one, and almost everybody died, and I was so angry. I was so mad that I was like, no, no, I kept everybody alive. They don't all die in an exploding house fire. That's dumb. That like at least some get wiped out by a Wendigo if something like not the house fire. That's so dumb. Anyway, I mean it was like my own fault, but I was so mad that I'd spent all this time and it was like one decision that wiped out
Everybody.
everybody. So yeah, that kind of like put a little damper on how I viewed the game because
Okay.
I was like I wanted to be like, yeah, I saved everybody the first time through or whatever. And then everybody died and I was like, this game's garbage. um it was interesting because I wasn't scared by the Wendigos at all. Um like there's a lot of scenes where like it's slowly coming at you and you have to aim and shoot at it, and I was like, oh, I love it when this happens because this is making like I thought that that was the calmest part of the game because I was like, oh, so predictable. I can do this. This is fine. um but then like the night after, uh in my dreams took on to the Wendigo idea and just brewed up all these nightmarish things for me to play with. It was so great. I hated
That
it.
sounds like so much fun.
It was so awful. It was like a mixture of the Ghostbusters meets Wendigos, and I was out of
Hey,
batteries for my backpack.
you just wrote your fanfic.
It was so bad. Oh my gosh. Except in my dream, I was like, I just have to wait until dawn. And then I made it till dawn. And then the Wendigos kept coming at me. And I was like, no, I said dawn. It's dawn. I'm safe. I should be safe. And I was like holding up in this shack. And anyway, it was awful and terrible and way scarier than the game. Because I just had a sucky little vacuum and I was out of batteries. Anyway. Um, so I mean, like, I'm not mad that I played the game. I thought it was really good with like its twists and things. I think they should change the mechanics of how you look around and how quickly you can look around. Other than that, I really liked it. The like I was set on hating all of the characters from the beginning because of the prologue, and then some grew on me. I think the only one that didn't grow on me was Emily, and then I really didn't care about Matt because they kind of like didn't give him any screen time. I don't know if that's just because of my playthrough, and that's why he didn't like get any screen time, or if that's just how it is.
He gets less.
Yeah, I really didn't care about Emily or Matt, but the rest I kind of like grew on me, and I was like, okay, I actually want them to survive until dawn. um, yeah, because I think in my playthrough it was Sam, Matt, um, Chris that survived, um, and everybody else. Oh,
Died.
and Jessica lived, but everybody else died. Um, yeah, that made me so mad.
That would
The
make me mad.
last choice. I
I was
was so
mad at
angry.
the quarry is harder, in my opinion, than Until Dawn. Until Dawn, I didn't struggle that much to keep everyone alive. The quarry, I did. And there's a decision that you make halfway through the game in the quarry where if you make the wrong one, the ending, someone will die. Like, you cannot save them. They will die. And it is super frustrating. I was like, you... And it's a stupid little decision. This little teeny tiny thing.
Do you want salt or sugar?
It's almost that small. Like, literally almost that small.
This will depend on if everybody lives or not. You better choose right.
You better choose the right one.
Yeah.
But does this make you want to play the quarry at all?
I do not want to play it. I will watch somebody play it, but I do not want to play it. I told Josh, I was like, definitely not right now, maybe later. Because I was like fuming.
You were just that mad. You were like,
I was that mad.
Freaking
I was
game.
like, because like the decision was to flip the light or save now I can't think of what his name is, or save the other character. And in my mind, I was like, oh, it's telling me like if I'm going to sacrifice or if I'm going to and save just this one character, or if I'm going to like flip the light on and get everybody out. And so I thought that's what it was asking me. Instead, I killed everybody. And I was like, you were not clear with this decision? I just want to make that clear right now.
With you being so fresh on the game, I'd be super interested in what you think about the movie. Like, genuinely, I'd be super interested in what you think about the movie.
Is it basically follow what the game does?
No, it's different.
Is it still like Wendigos and stuff? I'm like, Wendigos, I think, are pretty scary in like the ideas of Wendigos is very scary. And so
It's
that's why I was
terrifying.
very surprised that this game, I was like, you made a Wendigo not scary to me. Like, because they're like, if you don't move, like, you'll be fine. And so I was like, oh, yeah, why don't we just all curl up right here, right now, and just wait until dawn?
The movie has
easy?
that exact same problem.
Oh my gosh. Well, because like with everybody else, they're like, as I'm playing these other characters, they keep like running and all these things, and I was like, girl, just drop and play dead.
Just
and
hide in a bush.
Yeah, and then there was like literally Jessica and Matt. That's what I did every choice. I was like, just hide, and then I would have to like do the don't move thing, and it was fine.
Didn't they watch Jurassic Park?
Exactly.
Come on.
Yeah, so it's that little bit. I was like, oh yeah, if they told me that, like, catch me doing child pose all night so that I'm just staring at the ground and not moving. But, yeah. So I like from the one horror game that Josh had me play to then playing this, I was like, because like at the very beginning too, I think they used way too many jump scares for things that didn't matter. So like it was like getting me, but then they kept doing it to the point that I was like, oh, I'm fine now.
Whatever.
I'm a seasoned veteran of this.
I think we need to get you to play some Outlast or Alien Isolation.
I'm kind of intrigued about Alien Isolation. Because I wonder if I will be scared on that one or not. Because like
You will, and then you won't, because it does exactly what Until Dawn
It does the same thing.
Or you just get used to it, and then it gives you a flamethrower, and you're like, well, now I'm not even scared, so...
Flamethrower is where it gets not scary. For sure. Because you have a way to fight back. Before, you don't have a way to fight back. It just eats you.
I think the thing about what didn't make me scared about the Wendigos is that they were doing the slow motion thing at me with the Wendigos all of the time. And so I got to see all of it. And I was like, this looks like a really bad CGI monkey. Um, and so like I think that worked against me because like I think because I've mentioned some of my favorite horror movies is like Signs and The Village and things like that. And what's scary about them is that they do the technique of like not showing you the whole monster. Because to me, like leaving it up to my imagination and like letting my imagination make it bigger than what it actually is what's scary and what gets me. Um, but if you show it in all detail to me, or if I know what the monster looks like, for whatever reason, that like drops the scariness for me.
Interesting.
So,
I'm going to ask you more about that with our share topic.
oh yeah. But yeah, so I think I rated it a 7 with Josh
Okay.
after I played the game. Um, I think it stays the same at 7. I do think that I was super mad at the end of the game just because of that one choice. I was like, no.
Did it drop you down? Like, would your
um,
rating have been higher?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because that's why I was saying I'm weighted, and even now that I'm like not mad about that anymore, I think it's still a 7 for me because of those things of like the walking really slow, them showing the Wendigos. Because like if they would have kept it how in the beginning when like that face popped up in the binoculars, or like when it was dragging Jessica away and then the head like popped out and then I like shot at it and stuff. If they would have kept it like that and I could only like shoot at shadows far away and it wasn't like always coming at me, then I think it would have been a little bit scarier for me. But yeah. Yeah.
Well, then Outlast and Alien Isolation won't scare you at all. Because Outlast, you see the creature the entire time. It's just some creepy dude pulling a head along or something, and you have to figure out how to get past the creepy dude who's pulling the head along. But you see the creepy dude pulling the head along, it's right there.
Sort
Yeah.
of. Sort of. Here's what I will say about Until Dawn is I was actually expecting Lauren to rate this higher.
Hmm.
Um, because we got to the end, she flicked the switch, the house started exploding, and she paused the game. She's like, I want to go back. I want to change that. And I was like, okay, she's into it. She's really liking it. And then I was like, hold on, let's see what happens. You know, this was my first time experiencing the remastered edition
Hmm.
because I was so excited about this. While we were recording last week, I bought the remastered edition so I could play it with
Really?
Lauren. Yeah, while we were recording, I pulled it up. I was like, I'm buying that. So I
That's
played with
awesome.
Lauren, and the entire time I was having a great time with it. I felt like she was having a great time with it. I agree, it wasn't very scary. I think they need to turn the brightness down on that game way down because like on my screen, what she was streaming, she would like lift a lantern so that you could see, but I could already see what was going on. There's the whole
Oh,
reveal of the skeleton with the lighter, and I was like, okay, because I could see the skeleton the whole time. So like the brightness definitely needs to come way down. They definitely need to. I don't know about never show the Wendigo, but like
show it
build
a
up
little
to
less.
it. Show it. Show like the claw. Show part of the face. You know, just different stuff like that. Um, it was definitely very interesting for me to see the changes between the original and the remaster
Was
version.
the actual game different?
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
They've made it gorier for sure. The entire prologue is completely different. Um,
I like the
they
prologue
made
of the
some
original.
changes. They just expounded on it so everything makes a little bit more sense. I
Okay,
think it was a good choice.
okay,
And instead of it being you build up to it, then it being a flashback, they do the pre setup beforehand.
okay.
So I think it makes more sense chronologically. Um, it was also a good refresher because in my mind the movie had nothing to do with the game, and actually watching it I'm like, oh yeah, that's in the movie, oh yeah, that's in the movie.
Hmm.
So it's not as far off as I had originally thought. But I, even though it wasn't like scary, I felt like Lauren and I were having a really great time with it. There's the scene where Lauren made all the choices to where the deer were like surrounding our characters on the cliff's edge, and she's just like, "They're gonna sense my spirit, and I'm gonna just walk through." And I'm like,
And I
"Yep, the
did.
video game deer are gonna sense that you're an animal lover." And then she just goes off and kicks some dog's head, and
Okay,
uh,
no, this is a replay. The wolf's coming at me, and there's like the little thing that you can like do to
he
click on,
finds
and
the tokens. It gives her a flash forward
yeah,
of
and
her being friends with the wolf.
exactly. So it's like he's my friend. So if I hit this trigger, I'm gonna pet him, and he kicks the wolf. I kicks him, and I was like, no! I was like, no, I thought I was gonna pet him. I actually almost cried, but
That's
I
awesome.
did find a bone, and I gave it to him, and then we were friends.
So we were having a great time. Her Helldivers experience has definitely helped out a lot because watching her play quick time events in Detroit was like a real struggle to get stuff done.
I
And this
don't
one, I don't think she missed a single one.
too.
That's really
And it
good.
was when I
She
was
was
climbing.
killing it.
Good job. I missed more than that when I first played it.
I
Nice job.
think Detroit Become Human. I don't think that I clicked any of the right ones.
That's
There was a few
real rough.
times, but we celebrated. We were like, "Hey, you
Yeah,
hit it!" And then you would miss the next one
yeah,
because we were celebrating you hitting one.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I did enjoy like that. And then there's like the part where you're walking through, and it's the guy with the dog making it through the sanatorium. And the whole time I was like, Josh, if this dog dies, I'm immediately shutting this off. But the dog lived, and the an achievement popped up, and it's like, oh, the dog survived the sanatorium. I was like, he could have died. I would have burned this game.
um, yeah. So I thought she was going to rate it a little bit higher. Um, I'm not mad at her choice of a 7 out of 10. I've actually cooled off on it. I'd be a lot closer to that with my rating as well.
Really?
My memory of it was definitely a lot higher than the reality of it.
Okay.
Even I was getting really exhausted with how much that they were just talking inappropriately to each other at the beginning. Um,
It's so bad. Like, I'm like, that doesn't work for anybody. It's bad.
yeah, just the like worst B movie kind of lines, just over and over and over again.
Just too
And then they
long.
finally give you a break with the cute little snowball fight, and you go, okay, it's finally a couple doing something cute. And then it immediately turns into, now do you want to bone here in the snow? And it's like, oh, shut up. And then you cut over to Emily, and I forgot her boyfriend's name, who she's very
Matt.
clearly cheating on.
Yeah.
And they're just like flirting and then calling each other terrible names and then flirting really hard. And you're like, just
Stop.
go different ways. Just shove her off the cliff and move on with your life and make the world a better place because she sucks so
Yeah.
much. But yeah, I would have said like the Quarry is not nearly as good as Until Dawn. But now that I've seen Until Dawn a lot more recently, the last time I played the Quarry was when it came out. So I'll be playing it again, hopefully soon. But like they're a lot closer in quality than I would have predicted
Okay.
before this. But
Well,
yeah,
and like right after that, I watched Josh play. Was it like an? It was just the very beginning
it
of
was the
the Quarry.
prologue of the Quarry. Yeah,
Yeah, and I was like, that scared me way more than all of Until Dawn.
Really?
yeah.
Okay.
The witch in the forest at the beginning is genuinely really well done.
Because like as they're crashing, she appears in the back seat, but they don't make a big deal about it. She's just there,
It's just
and
nuanced.
I saw it, and I was like, that set the tone, and I don't like it. I'm like, that was good. That was very well done. Freaked out. Thanks. um,
Um,
yeah, and
which
then
is
like,
actually why I like the movie Woman in Black so much. It's because they do that more
mm,
than a lot of other horror movies. But yeah, I'm glad you had a pretty good time with it. I wish you would have liked it a little bit more, but 7 out of 10 is not bad.
yeah, I was like, I'm not mad I played it. I'm glad. Well, I mean, if you ask me, I was very mad, but I'm not mad that I played it. Um, I don't know because like I've heard whisperings of this game for a while, and I was glad I didn't have anything ruined for me when I played it. Uh, and I do think it was a very interesting thing to have. Like you think that it's just Josh being doing this psychological horror to his friends, and then you realize that there's more going on. But like as I was finding all the clues and reading, and like all of my janky ideas that I kept spouting out what I thought was happening, um, because I was like, okay, there's miners, there's also the natives, and then also there's this one guy who wants to kill the family, which I realized was all planted by Josh to like make them think that there was some psycho out there when it was really just him. Uh, and yeah, so I did like that aspect of it of like me trying to piece it together. Um, but then it was kind of interesting to me. I also was kind of mad how the one guy who had been putting away the Wendigos and like capturing them and stuff gets killed on a little outing to check to see if Josh was okay. Like, I was like, come on. I feel like he would have done better than that. But yeah,
It's
all
like
in all,
coaching these people. It's like, you suck. You suck so bad. Come
yeah,
on, do better.
yeah.
Get good.
And like I don't think I ever would have played this game just by myself. Like I would
Hmm.
need to have somebody like watching it with me to enjoy it. So
Yeah,
I definitely
I
enjoyed it
agree.
a lot more having Josh like watch me play it. So
Yeah, I wouldn't have. Yeah, I don't even think I wouldn't have played it alone. It's not a game I would have played alone.
yeah, and not because I'm like, oh, I'm too scared to play it.
Yeah, it's a group game.
But
This is a fun
yeah,
group game.
yeah,
Yeah, it definitely riffs off of being able to riff off the game a little bit and laugh about how stupid the teenagers are.
Yeah, it's one of the things I love about it.
well, it was funny because at one point I was like, "Where's Sam? She went to go have a bath like 5 hours ago." Like, and I'm like, everybody's gone. How is she still in the bath? I was like, and then Josh was like, "You would be too," and I was like, "No, I wouldn't. I would have heard all these screaming and everything." He's like, "Not if you were like listening to your music and stuff," and I was like, "Who'd be listening to music in a bath?" And then it like shows her, and she's listening to music in the bath with her headphones. It was pretty funny.
Okay, we're gonna leave it with that. We're gonna go on to my topic now. My last topic for this episode is a show called Chad Powers. A little bit of background because neither of you are really sports people. Eli Manning, famous quarterback for YouTube, went undercover to a college just to like be funny and whatever and make a YouTube. And he goes under the pseudonym of Chad Powers. Uh, for whatever reason, this decided to become the premise for a show called Chad Powers, where Glenn Powell plays an F boy football player who drops the ball on the 1 yard line in the final game of the playoffs, blowing his whole career, gets really mad, punches a dad that falls onto a cancer patient son, and knocks them onto the ground. And he blows up his whole life because he's just too F boy, I guess. Anyway, a team that is made up in Georgia decides that they need a quarterback. So they hold open tryouts 6 years after um, Glenn Powell's character blows up his career. And so he decides he's going to put it on a bunch of makeup, drop the F boy attitude, and become Chad Powers, West Virginia forest loving weirdo, to get his second chance at football. Um, it's not the most serious show, I admit, um, but it did make me laugh a lot, and it did make me root for Glenn Powell's character. There's a female coach on the coaching staff, and he starts to fall in love with her, obviously. And she actually has a similar kind of background story where she kind of lost everything. And her dad is the head coach, so she got this job through nepotism. And she isn't being taken very seriously on the coaching staff. And Glenn Powell's character gets really, really, into her, but he can't do anything because she's the coach. So he decides to go to a bar as his old character, or his real identity, quote unquote. And just, so he gets drunk. He meets this girl. He sleeps with her in his Cybertruck. She makes fun of football and says, "Why did anybody take this any seriously? It's just a stupid football game." He gets mad because he's a football player, and she even recognized him as a football player, but he figured it's just a one night stand, whatever. Okay, we fast forward to he's doing really well. Sports Center and ESPN want to do a special on him, and what they decide to do is he's going to have a dinner with the coach's family to talk about the upcoming big game, right? So he goes, shows up at this thing. He's this weird Chad Powers character. Um, when who walks in to this dinner? Coach's wife, who also happens to be his one night stand from the night before. And so they're sitting there. He's having the most uncomfortable dinner of his entire life. ESPN is like, "Hey, let's have the wife talk about how hard it is to be the coach's wife." And so she starts blowing. She's like, I freaking hate it." So ESPN is like, "Holy we gotta step away." So they leave, and it's just Glenn Powell, the daughter that he's into, the coach, and the coach's wife. And the coach's wife spurts out, "I hooked up with Russell in the back of his Cybertruck last night because our marriage is so bad, XYZ, whatever." And so the coach loses his mind, and he throws his keys, and he turns back to the camera and he goes, "What the fuck is a Cybertruck?" And it's just so fun. That's the kind of show that this is. It's meant to just be a whole big laugh. Um, but you do actually start to care about Glenn Powell's character. Um, he plays the F boy thing really well. The stuff he does, like he's trying to make up his background, his backstory, whatever. And he's like, the coach asks, "How many people have you played in front of before?" And he's like, "Oh, well, that depends." And they're like, "Depends on what?" And he's like, "The wolves." They're like, "The wolves?" And he's like, "Well, they like to feed when it's a full moon. So depending on the night we played, the wolves would scare off the children." And you're like, "What the frick is this guy talking about?" Um, he gets a friend who also plays the mascot, and the mascot is gay, and so he can help with the makeup and all this kinds of stuff. It is a very funny show. Um, I would compare it to Ted Lasso in the fact that it's a silly premise, but also deals with a bunch of serious stuff. But not near as good as Ted Lasso. Don't go into it thinking this is Ted Lasso. It's just the same kind of thing. Like, what if he put up on makeup and got a second chance at football, and instead of what if he went to England and became a soccer coach, kind of a thing. It is absolutely worth watching. I'm loving it. I'm a little upset because I was talking to Conlon about this. He was here in Hawaii. He and his wife went and did something all day, so I had binge watched all but the last episode, and they were building up to this big moment with like the big game of the season versus Georgia. And I knew there was only one episode left, but I had to wait a week. And I finally got to see it, and it's a cliffhanger, and they still haven't even been renewed for a season two, which makes me angry. But if they do a season two, I will absolutely watch it. I'm having a great time with it. I'm giving it an 8.4 out of 10. It's a
That's
great
pretty
show.
dang solid.
I'm having a great time.
Yeah, I've been wanting a funny show. I'm trying 30 Rock right now. It's kind of hit or miss. Might give this a shot.
I'm having a great time with it. It's hard for me to recommend because I don't know. Like as a college football fan, there's a lot of stuff that I'm just accepting because college football. I don't know if it matters or not though. But I am enjoying it. Give it a shot. Let me know what you think because it's only 6 episodes and they're not very long. This is the one, Lauren, that I was talking about where the end credits was different music. Some of them are Phantom of the Opera that I was belting. That's from this show.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, okay, with that, let's hop down to our shared topic this week. We're going to start with Lauren because she recommended a horror thing for us. So why don't you tell us what it is and what you thought, Lauren?
So Come Play is a horror thriller where it follows this main character that's a kid who's autistic. He only speaks through his tablet, but something's talking to him through his tablet as well. And like, I thought it was kind of a good premise where it was like he's this story of this creature named Larry that's like lonely because this main character, he can't get friends. People are he's getting bullied for being autistic and being different. And so then this story about Larry pops up onto his iPad, and it's like talking about it's kind of mirroring what this kid's going through. He's like, oh, Larry's different. Larry wants a friend because he's misunderstood and lonely. And then it starts saying like you need to finish this book to invite Larry to your world so that you guys won't be lonely anymore. But it's like saying stuff like if you look through the window, or like Larry will look at you through the window and stuff like that. And it keeps so I thought this was kind of creepy at the beginning when it was saying like, yeah, he's looking you through this. And whenever somebody starts reading this story, like the lights will start flickering because apparently Larry will travel through electricity. And that's like kind of like his gateway into our world. Um, so yeah, that's like the main gist of it, is that they're like trying not to finish the book so that well, the mom finds out at one point that there's something trying to take her kid, but she doesn't really piece everything together. She just thinks that it's somebody who's threatening to take her kid and is speaking to her through the tablet, through the little word things that her son uses. And I thought that that was actually pretty interesting. And I suggested this movie because I saw the very ending on TikTok, and I was like, oh, I want to know how we got here and what happens like after. And that part was where Larry's like to accept to be Larry's friend. You take his hand, and then Larry will take you back to his world, and then you're friends or whatever, but probably more sinister. And so Larry's like holding his hand out to the autistic kid, and the kid's like reaching out, but then the mom grabs Larry's hand before the kid can. She says, I'll be your friend, Larry. And I'm like, I feel like this is such a really good like this would really hit if I watched the whole movie, like that this self-sacrificing thing. Um, but I think it was just like very. I wasn't scared at all throughout this movie. Like it didn't feel intense for me throughout any of it, and I don't know if it's because I knew that scene was going to happen, um, or yeah, I wasn't freaked out at all. Other than, I think also in my mind I was like, dude, Larry just wants a friend. Like, stop freaking. He just
Just be
lonely.
chill. He's just a lonely dude.
Just bitch. Somebody take this man's hand. He needs a friend. And so like the mom takes his hand, and then she like, I felt like that part was unnecessary where her face kind of gets all creepy and like not, and then all of a sudden she just vanishes. When she's like smiling at her son, I was like, yeah, let's just traumatize your son further. I don't think that she actually knew that she'd freak him out. Um, and then like later, it seems like Larry's back trying to get the kid after he took the mom, but then you realize it's the mom visiting the kid, and he's like she's twirling him around the living room, and the dad's like using his phone to see that she's there, because he was scared it was Larry again, but then it ended up being his wife, and he's like, oh, my heart, and then it ended. um so I yeah, I wasn't impressed. I was kind of sad that I felt like it was lackluster to me. I felt like that scene would mean more if I had watched the movie in its entirety, because there was like, she says, I love you, I love all of you. And that's where I was like, ooh, that intrigues me to want to see the whole movie. And then, yeah, I don't know. It, yeah, what do you guys think?
Well, what did you rate it on a scale 1 to
Yeah.
10?
4.
Okay.
I thought it would freak you out a little bit more, where they don't show the creature a whole lot until the end.
I mean, they have the little in the storybook, it shows like what type of, and it's like they're going for like a Slender Man thing.
Yeah, for sure.
I disagree.
Oh,
You
really?
know,
That's exactly
Slenderman?
what I thought. Like
No,
100%.
it's
That's what
very
I thought.
clearly the monsters from Scooby-Doo, Monsters Unleashed.
It does kind of look like that, actually.
Yeah.
No, it looks exactly like that. It looks like they were like, hey, we don't have a lot of budget, so let's take the Scooby-Doo monsters and do it in the style of Spy Kids 3D and hope that the plot carries this. Because that's what it looks like.
Yeah, I think the only thing that spooked me was when they're like, he looks at you through the window, and I was like, are my blinds closed? Yes, they are. Okay, good. That was the only thing that kind of got me. But yeah, the rest of it, I was just like, Larry just wants a friend, guys. Just give him one. The kid wants a friend too. Match me.
Yeah, I was thinking it was kind of like a Monsters Inc. kind of a thing.
It was, yeah, a little bit.
I was like, the guy who lives under your closet is just a nice dude. Just hang out. It's cool.
He's really bad at stand up, but he's trying to get into it.
Okay, Conlon. What did
So,
you think of this movie?
I am quite a bit more positive on this movie than Lauren. I think doing a good monster movie is extremely hard to do, and there are very, very few of them. I think this is a pretty passable, pretty good movie. I don't think it's great, but it's pretty good. My biggest problem with this movie is I don't think the mom is a good actress. And it's an annoying, she's just not bad. If she was just bad, I'd be like, oh, she just sucked. No, I was like, you should be better than you are, because you're not good, but you're not horrible. And it was more annoying than if she was just bad. I think if they would have replaced this main actress with somebody else who was better, this movie goes up quite a bit in my head. Because I think the monster is actually fairly effective. I do think it is kind of a he just wants to be friends, so just be friends. It could have been better. Like the writing could have been better. The acting could have been better, but none of it was awful to me, and it made for an enjoyable time. Like I had a good time with this movie overall. I think this movie sets up a far more interesting movie, and we should get a sequel. And this would literally go on my list of
There is a sequel.
I have to watch that. They won't do what I want them to do, but I would love this if the mom. There's so many different stories where you have this overbearing mother who won't let go of their child, and I could see her becoming this, but he can't escape it because everywhere in the world there's just technology, and anywhere there's technology, he has to connect with his overbearing mother. I would love that movie. And he's like older. He's like 16 or 17. He's aged up a little bit. He doesn't want to be with his mom all the time. That would be fascinating. If the creators of this movie see that, create that movie, because that would be better than this movie. I think this is it's rated a 5.8 on IMDb. I think that's a little low. I'd probably give like a 6.5. I think it's a decent, fun little time.
Yeah, the actress is Gillian Jacobs, and I was like, the whole time I was trying to think of what she's on, and I've seen her on Community. That's where I know her from.
Oh, okay. I couldn't figure out who it was either. I was like, I know you from something.
Yeah.
Yeah, she should be better than she is in this movie. She just should.
Yeah.
She's on the freaking bear. Yeah, she should be better than she is in this movie.
Yeah, and that can all be up to like directors too, because sometimes directors really screw over actors and actresses and stuff.
But I don't feel like anyone else is as bad. Like the kid does a pretty good job. The father does a pretty good job. She's not very good.
The kid who played Oliver, I disagree. His acting, I was like, I couldn't tell if he was like intrigued or like scared sometimes. So I was like, I would get mixed signals with him of what was actually supposed to be going on, and to have like a non-verbal character, you need to be able to nail that. So I think that also was, I was like, because at first I wasn't sure if Oliver's like, yeah, I want a friend. Let's make him be my friend. I want to go. And then I was like, oh, wait, no, he is scared. Wait, is he scared? So, like, yeah. Anyway.
All right, Josh, what do you think?
Went exactly as I predicted.
Really?
I watched this movie and I was like, Conlon's going to kind of like it. Lauren's not really going to kind of like it. Conlon, brief prediction. What do you think I'm going to say about this movie?
I honestly thought you were going to have a good time with it too. Be fairly similar to me is what I thought.
I'm lower than Lauren on this movie. I hate this movie. This movie is total crap. It has zero redeeming qualities.
Wow.
I'm glad you guys enjoyed it as much as you did. I thought the plot sucked. I didn't find it scary at all. I thought the monster looked like the monsters from Scooby-Doo, and that was not terrifying at all. It was rather funny. I am still confused to this day on how that monster even works, because you have to accept it to be your friend, and if you don't, then what, Conlon? Why did the mom sacrifice herself? Couldn't she have just been like, nah?
They could have figured out a different way maybe to get it to go away. I don't really know.
It's on a timer. They established it's on a timer. It doesn't have infinite time.
You're right.
So they could have just sat crossed arms staring it dead in the face and been like, what now, bitch? What you gonna do?
And they haven't shown that it's willing to be super violent. Like it threw the kid into a corner, but that's really all it does.
Yeah, it's like, I get that this would be terrifying to experience, but the way they displayed it, I'm like, I don't. Is light its weakness or its strength? I still don't know because they kind of established that like it burns when the light comes on, yeah. But then they turn off all the lights, and I'm like, shine your flashlight at it, moron! Like, what are you doing? You have one in your hand. It's called a phone. Um, I all of those reasons are reasons I didn't like it. I actually didn't have a problem with any of the acting.
Hmm.
I agree with Lauren that the kid was very confusing. I didn't really know whether he was scared or interested or wanted to be the friend or was whatever. Um, the reason I hated it and the reason I felt like it worked for you, Conlon, is I think the symbology is very much depression. And so I predicted you were going to like it because just like we were talking about in our episode last week, it's always there. You know, you always come back to it and it's always there. I think they portrayed that very well. Um, I just also felt like they put depression in this box that said loneliness is the only cause of it. And if you just have a friend, you'll never feel it and it won't ever be a problem. And also, you can just leave to escape it. So I absolutely despise it for telling that message, at least in my mind, that
Hmm.
depression is this box. Because, like, I have depression. I don't get to escape it ever. I can't just, like, go away and have it be fine. Loneliness is a big part to that, but it's not like the only thing that causes it or triggers it or whatever. And even then, they kept telling you that this depression is born and grows through loneliness. But why was that kid so lonely? Like he had a mom and dad who loved him very much, took care of him, gave all them these things. He had a friend. Yeah, he kind of lost that friend for a little bit, but like got that friend back too. And there was just not this like impending doom feeling at all through the movie. Like the mom
Yeah,
sacrificed
fair.
herself, and I was like, that was unnecessary. And then they show him like twirling around, and I'm like, so he lost nothing. He
That was
literally
my big
lost
problem with the movie.
nothing. This cost him nothing. They didn't deal with the monster. They didn't fight it. They accepted it, and everything is fine now. Like I just,
In fact, the mom might be able to communicate better because they can communicate through technology
It
whenever they want.
it did seem like it was like this whole thing bettered their family because like she was complaining about how she's like, I'm always like, I have to be the strict one. He doesn't like me because I'm the one taking him to his doctor's appointment. And then you just show up and you get to be fun and all of that. And then I'm back to being like, I don't get to have those fun times. But now that she's like gone, now she just gets the fun times with him. And the dad now has to do all of the like strict things. And I was like,
Oh, no, they're going to get a robot. She's going to run that robot. They're going to have blender immediately turns on. Ultimate smart house.
he's like, we're going to the countryside where we're now having a composite toilet, a well, and no power, candlelight.
Candlelight always. No, I think this movie actually works better as a fantasy movie rather than a horror movie. Even though it's a good creature feature, I think it works better as a fantasy movie.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a good creature feature. I don't think the Scooby Doo monsters are terrifying at all. I think that they were look even worse in this movie than they do in Scooby Doo.
You are out of your freaking mind. No. No. Sorry. No, they look like trash in Scooby Doo. No.
I agree. Yep, I agree with you 100%.
They look way better in this. It looks way better in this movie. It's not even close.
Completely
Way
disagree,
better.
you know. So yeah, I am giving this a 2 out of 10 because I hate it. It's just a garbage movie. I wish I hadn't had watched this movie. That's how much I hate it. It just made me angry. That's all it really did.
That sucks.
Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry, Lauren. I wanted to
Mine.
I wanted to like it. I really did. I wanted you to like it. I was very excited when you were like, "Here's a horror movie I want to watch." I even
Yeah.
pulled it up. I put the sequel on there too. And then we found out what the sequel was, and I was like, okay, never mind. But I really was excited for this one. I really wanted to like it. I hated everything about this movie.
Yeah, I was really disappointed that the mom sacrificing herself wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
Why a 2 and not a 1?
Uh, because I think the premise is okay.
Okay.
If they would have actually like flushed out and thought about this premise, like the thing was, afraid of the light or whatever, then I would have liked it a lot more. But I was sitting like I was like, why not just not deal with it? Like, just the option to do nothing is right there, and there's no threat of anything happening otherwise. Like they say, it'll kill your loved ones if you don't say yes to being its friend.
They
But
didn't
then
do
they're
that.
also like, finish the book and it's fine. And it's like, okay, finish the book then. Like, ugh, it didn't really, it wasn't flushed out.
Yeah.
Uh, it definitely needed a
Yeah, that's
rewrite
fair.
20 times over. I think it could have been there. I actually didn't like him being special needs. I think it would have been better if it was like selective mutism. Like
I
his
agree.
mom accidentally hit him with a car or something like that, and he just hasn't talked since then. Like there's actually
I
like
agree.
trauma there. I think it would have worked better. Like there's enough there that I'm like, okay, if you would have tweaked this and tweaked that and changed that and make it an entirely different monster and change the way it's filmed and have a different director and make the actors do a little bit better job and change the
Just
scenery
a
and
lot.
change the plot and change everything about it, you
My
could have a better movie.
my other negative that I didn't bring up, and I don't know, it debated me dropping it lower because of this. I was like, when do you make fun of a kid with mental disabilities like that? Even guys who, like, when you're 10 years old, 12 years old, 13 year old, you can be pretty damn harsh with each other. If you make fun of a kid with autism, that was getting canceled before canceled was a thing. Like, you would just get socially destroyed. You don't make fun of a kid with autism. And it didn't feel authentic. Where maybe if he was selectively mute, but he was normal otherwise, there'd be more of a, I can buy this, but I didn't buy that they would make fun of or pick on or push down a kid that was like that. I just don't.
I agree completely. And like it even would have made sense with how they were making fun of him because he would have been getting special treatment
Yeah.
for a different reason than he just isn't capable.
Yeah. Which, like, even if you're the biggest jackass in school, just on a I don't want to be socially ostracized level, you don't make fun of that kid.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, it's just not very good. I did originally give it a 1, but I was like, okay, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen, so it can have a 2. So that's what I landed on.
I originally gave it a 6, but I was like, I had a decent time with that movie, so I bumped it up.
Yeah. Just did not work for me. So sorry. Um, I was originally just going to hop on and be like, I hated it. Moving on. And but anyway, I think we'll leave it there. Thank you anybody for watching and or listening. Please let us know what horror movie you watched for Halloween and if it was any good and if we should try watching it. You can't recommend anything worse than Come Play, if you ask me. So let us know. You guys have a great day and remember to be better today than yesterday.